Good evening, everyone. My name is Nikia O'Shea, and I am one of the senior leaders on this team. Thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to spend some time with us. If you don't have any background noise, then by all means, take yourself off mute. If you do have background noise, then do me a favor and remain on mute. I just want to say first, let me lead with Shauna, happy birthday. And the next thing is there is power in the word no. Oftentimes, Coach Will Zanders and Coach Sonic,
That's my little cup holder.
they tell us about no when we pitch people or we share the opportunity and they tell us no, it just means not right now, or they're not, at the time in their life where they're able to receive what we have to offer. I struggle with the word no, meaning if someone asks something of me, usually the answer is yes. And today I encountered something where I was able to tell someone no without feeling bad. I'm pretty sure many of you on this screen can relate to sharing the opportunity with people, posting it on social media, what you have to offer, be it the products or a tool to use to get out of a financial bind. So I've done that. And this particular person reached out to me today and they had the audacity to ask me if I could loan them $500. Now, let's be clear. I will give you the shirt off of my back because that's the right thing to do. But when you ask your friends, family, close people, warm market, hot market, if they will support you by purchasing a $7.49 product, and that answer is no, or the answer is silence, silence is also a no, I need you all to take note of that and understand that when people don't support you, you don't have to support them. Okay. Don't feel obligated. And I want you to take away this point from just these little nuggets that I'm leaving with you right now. If somebody doesn't help you make this money, they don't have the right to ask you to help spend this money. Now, the young man that's about to bring the information to us tonight, he knows 100% of the facts. He loves to have fun. He loves to show people how to use time freedom, financial freedom to their advantage through network marketing. He's been in this industry for over 30 years. He is a documented 7-figure income earner. He knows how to show people that you have options. You don't have to be a slave. You don't have to trade your time for money. He knows how to get to the money and how to leave a will for his family and not a bill. He is a master trainer, mentor, coach, and friend. So therefore, I'd like to present to some, but introduce to others, Coach Sonic Jones. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you loud and clear. Am I coming through all right?
Yes, sir, you are.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that warm introduction and that nugget that you dropped on us. Because I don't have a problem telling people no. Because I realized over the years people don't have a problem telling me no. But listen, and we're going to talk about collecting those today. That's one of the things we're going to talk about. Nikia, you were kind enough to really share your story with us today. And a lot of times throughout the week, when I know that we have this Wednesday call coming up, I'll be racking my brain, ladies and gentlemen. What are we going to train on this week? Well, I got a call. Hold on, somebody coming on loud. All right, I got a call on Monday, and it was a call that kind of took me back a little bit. It was from a good friend of mine who actually was my sponsor in another business venture, and on this phone call, she told me basically but listen, and she might see this because I'll probably throw this on live on YouTube on a public channel. But she basically told me, "You dropped the ball with me," and I got a phone call from somebody else about business. She told me that I had come to her and asked her for support when I was going for that. She did. She supported me. I was, when we were making that diamond run, ladies and gentlemen, we were making calls left and right, asking for help to support the business, and I gotta admit, I'm very grateful. She has stayed on auto ship. She tells me she has a bunch of oils. She don't really know what to do with them. I took that as I dropped the ball and I did not follow up properly and teach and educate her about the pips and everything else. But she told me how she had gotten to business with someone who did not treat her right. This was kind of an ex-boyfriend of hers, and just kind of did her dirty. And I was like blown away that after all of the stuff that we knew about each other, how she could actually decide to go into business with this gentleman based on the relationship. The thing about our business, ladies and gentlemen, is we get to literally pick and choose who we want to work with. So having that conversation with Nakia as well earlier. A lot of times when you guys have asked me, what's some of the best things that or experience with network marketing, and what's some of the worst things? A lot of times I always say the worst thing is dealing with people and all of the different personalities. Like you got to become good at that, right? But I realized in corporate America, when we have a job, we're kind of forced into that, meaning we don't have a choice. And we still have to deal with all of these different personalities, right? Some of you guys have jobs and you don't like everybody at your job, and they may not like you as well. But because they're paying a check, you kind of forced to deal with those people. In business, we literally get to pick and choose who we work with. And if I have somebody on my team and we having a disagreement or we don't like each other, I don't have to answer your calls. I don't have to work with you. I don't have to do anything. That's actually the beauty about this business. And I couldn't understand for the life of me why she would choose to do business with somebody that there was some known issues with. But I had to ponder and kind of take some self-assessment and be responsible and take accountability. This is the thing about when I talk about being a man. And it's important for men, especially men, but all of us to really be able to take accountability for mistakes that we make or things we may do wrong. And I realized, what, she was right. She told me I dropped the ball, and I did. I did not talk to her about this business. And based on that fact, she told me she had purchased a $1,200 kit. Blew my mind. A $1,200 kit with this gentleman. And listen, I say all that to say, for those that don't know, we have some choices in life. Everybody that is on this call, it is my assumption that pretty much everybody on this call, if you're watching a replay, you're probably involved in our industry of network marketing. But I want you to know, when it comes to business in general, because this we are business people, right? And we just have a home-based business. But when it comes to most businesses, if you want to start and grow that business, it takes one thing. Does anybody know what that one thing is that it takes to really start and grow a business?
Commitment.
Consistency.
People.
No. I see work in
Is
the
it
chat.
trust?
No.
A decision.
Takes a decision, but it takes money. If we wanted to start a traditional business, it's going to take money, ladies and gentlemen, and usually a significant amount of money. As I Thank you. As I for those that may not know my story, I got involved in network marketing back in 1996 and well 95 really, but 96. And after joining that company and making a lot of money, I wound up opening a traditional business. I opened a wireless store in New York, right by Yonkers Raceway, if anybody that may be familiar with New York. And it was actually called Raceway Wireless. And for me to open up that wireless store, I had to put a lot of money up for the storefront. I had to put a lot of money up to go in and paint the walls, put in new carpet, get the display cabinets, buy the equipment. We had to have cell phones in stock, right? If we're selling cell phones, we had to pay for those up front, and then we make our money on the back end. It took a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen, for me to start that traditional business. And people don't realize, yeah, it takes a lot of money up front, and we don't necessarily make a profit right away.
Yeah, man.
In traditional business, it can take you years to make a profit. Thank you for muting that out, my admins. It can take you years, right? And what's funny is in our industry of network marketing, you got a lot of people that will come into the industry of network marketing and think, well, listen, if I don't break even in the first month, I'm out. They quit, right? and here's the thing: you could have quit too. A lot of people do, but not everybody does.
Cause you just got me blocked in, so I'm ready to head out. So. Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Gina, you was not muted. All right, so that being said,
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
we're recording. We're gonna mute you out. Sorry. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, apologize about that. So, in network marketing, it doesn't take a lot of money to get started, and people sometimes have this psychology, and they work traditional businesses. When they work in network marketing business, you tend to want to quit because you don't see that cash coming back. The bottom line is it's psychological. I want you to really understand that this is how the mind works. It's psychological. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We got people coming in late. I'm not muting now. All right. So in our industry, in the network marketing industry, the one thing that you need is not money. The biggest resource that we need is not money. It's people. And I want you to think about this. How much money would a Coach Seymour be worth to you in your business? How much money would a Coach Seymour be worth to you in your business?
Millions.
See, the great thing is you don't need millions of dollars. You just need the resources of people. And last time I checked, people are being born faster than money's being printed. I want y'all to know that. So what that means is there's an unlimited amount of resources out here. And the reality is we're really just not tapping into this. And this is why, me in particular, I teach the skill set of list building. And that's really what I want to concentrate on today and kind of give you some guidelines, some things you may know, some things you may not know. And I'm going to give you some resources and some tools if you stick around and listen to this live, because I may not put this whole replay up. All right. But my experience says people grow faster, first of all, when they're really utilizing their warm market. I've been in this industry, as we said, for a long time. I've had the good fortune of becoming friends with a lot of wealthy network marketing professionals. And I can tell you that the most successful individuals I know did not come from a cold marketing list. That's just the truth. And when you do your research and you start to look at the top earners of major companies in this industry, the majority of them, they did not come from a cold marketing list. So you're going to have the most success, and you're going to grow your business the fastest, and you're going to make the most money, really utilizing your warm market. Now, I want to be specific. It's not always your hot market. It is not your family. We're going to do a training in the future, and I'm going to tell you why it's not really your hot market, right? But when we start off, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you this one tip right now, is that your list that you make needs to be big. And when I say big, I mean big. You want to start off making a list of a minimum. And now I say this, I'm saying this with all the love in my heart, a minimum of 100 people. A minimum. Why? I want you to think about it like this. Knowing my background, I come from the entertainment industry as well. I was a huge party promoter, manager, producer. I did it all in the music industry. I used to throw a lot of big parties. I'm not going to tell y'all who some of them are on trial right now, but that's we're not okay. Forget that. But here's the thing: if I say I was going to throw you a party, better yet, anybody here? Did anybody have a big wedding? Anybody? Yes. Yeah. No. Anybody have a big like more than 50? No. No. None of y'all got no friends. All right. All right.
200, yes.
All right. So we got 1 or 2 people. I told y'all this is going to be much better if y'all interact. So some of y'all just looking at the camera and staring. Y'all ain't even shaking your head yes or no. All right. So
And they got married.
let's say you got a big birthday coming up, or one of your children's getting married, right? And we know weddings can be expensive, but throwing a party can be expensive. I know some of y'all just celebrated some birthdays. Shout out to Shona. It's her birthday today. We got Nakia, got a birthday coming up in a few weeks. If I said I am going to throw you the biggest party you want, and I'm paying for everything, I'm taking care of the venue, the foods, the decoration, the entertainment. I mean, we are going to blow this event out the water, and the bill is on me. How many people would you invite? Are you gonna invite just 10? Look, Kenya,
No.
Everybody.
No.
200.
Everybody.
Hundreds.
200.
200?
Everybody.
Y'all gonna spend
Everybody.
money?
No.
A lot of people.
Okay. Well, look, most of y'all are gonna invite more than 100 people.
Right.
But then we have this thing in our head. I want to ask, like, why wouldn't you build a list with more than 100 people? If you're going to invite more than 100 people, some of y'all 200. Kenya was doing an African dance or something. She's like, it's going to be everybody in this party because I'm paying for it. Why wouldn't you make a list of hundreds of people to build $1 million income for yourself? By the way, those people are just coming to the party just to eat your food. Well, my food, right?
Who's there? Or see who's there.
Yeah, right. They just want to see who's there. They being nosy. They just want to eat. They want to drink up the liquor. That's because I'm gonna have an open bar for those who partake, right? But here's the thing: make the biggest list you can, ladies and gentlemen. Do not prejudge anybody on the list. Do not, and y'all want to write this down, do not make a decision for people. That is one of the biggest mistakes that people make when we tell them to make a list. Those 2 mistakes right there. They prejudge and they already start making a decision. Nah, such and such ain't going to do this because they just got married. Or they're not going to do it because they just got a new job. Or they're not going to do it because they lost their job. Stop making decisions for people. I'm mad that I made a decision. I chose not to include my former sponsor on a list that I made. Now, again, I called it help me out and, make a purchase on my diamond run, but I did not talk to her about this business. And as a result of that, she just bought a $1,200 kit from somebody else. And she told me, well, I got two other big money makers that's about to come in. I blew it. Don't prejudge, please. Don't make a decision for people. My serious ballers, the ones that really want to have success in this industry, watch this. You want to start thinking of making a list between 300 to 500 individuals. What? 300 to 500? I don't even know that many people. First of all, I don't know if you sound like that, but in my head you did. And I want you to understand this. That's baloney. The average person by the age of 25 years old knows over 1,000 people. They just don't come into contact with them every single day. Every single one of you guys on this call are capable of making a list of a minimum of 300 people. And anybody, let me get a good look at those who got their cameras on. First of all, thank y'all because I get to see y'all. Anybody want a new car? Anybody? Tanya, Lori, Lucretia.
Yep, me for my birthday. Come on.
Me.
Okay. Thanks for the settlement. Appreciate that. All right.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, hint, hint.
Right. So for those of you that say that you would like a new car, with a Mercedes-Benz S600, big body, anybody okay with that? Yeah, okay. Tanya said no. All right, all right. And for those that, are not into the luxury or whatever, maybe you like a little sports car, a Lamborghini, something like that. Okay, look, I'm about to say, Tanya, you can't even reach the pedals in the Lamborghini. All right, so, but for everybody, no, I love you. I love you. But no. If I were to take you to a Mercedes-Benz dealer,
Oh, she got jokes.
or a Lamborghini dealer, your choice.
I would
I
drive.
want me a Honda Civic. I'm just very simple.
All right,
I
well,
don't need nothing fancy.
okay, well, we got to teach you to dream bigger and dream bigger faster. But we're gonna.
I mean, I get my car, but then I got to do investments. That's gonna.
Listen. You ain't even hear the story yet, Yolanda, and you already down to a daggone Civic. All right, listen. For those who are choosing to dream big, because I'm gonna take care of this note for you. I just want a Civic. You gonna buy it? I want the Lamborghini Diablo if somebody else is gonna take care of it. I'm just gonna tell you that much. But watch this. If we go to this dealership and I make an agreement with the dealer, I go behind it because I got a little pull, right, man? I have a little conversation with the dealer, and the dealer says, "How about this? I'm willing to give you this brand new, fully loaded S600 or Diablo. The only thing that we want from you, you're gonna pay for it. You can walk out of here with the keys today. We just need a list of 300 referrals. They don't gotta buy. We just need a list of 300 referrals. Walk out with, names and ways to contact them, whether it be, through your messenger or something. Would anybody walk out that dealership if they say we just need this list in 3 to 5 hours? Go to call.
I'm gonna sit there and make the list. Is what I'm gonna do.
Here's what's interesting.
Here we go.
It's my humble opinion and belief that if you really made a list of 300 to 500 individuals and work that list and do what we ask you to do and follow the simple instructions, ladies and gentlemen, you can buy yourself 2 or 3 Benzes over the next year. But why aren't we doing it? I'm going to tell you the secret right now, because I told you earlier, psychological, because it doesn't feel guaranteed. Walking out that dealership, hey, we just going to trade this list for these keys? Guaranteed. But psychologically, our brain has been programmed into work mode where we do the work, we work with uncomfortable people and do uncomfortable things because we feel like we're guaranteed a paycheck. Some of y'all are gonna miss this. Okay, my bad. Listen, make your list, ladies and gentlemen. When you write this list, start to think of people who, have different professions. Who do I know that's a doctor? Who do I know that works in fast food? Who do I know that's a massage therapist? Start thinking of, who do I worship with? Who do I go to school with? Who do I know with the last name Johnson, Smith, Jones, McElroy? I don't care, right? Just go down a list, put everybody on this list. Who did your kids go to school with? Who's their parents? Different things like that. If you prejudge, and you're only gonna make an easy list. I'm gonna let you know that now. Put everybody down on this list. Now, here's the next thing that I'm gonna teach you to do. And there's a few things that I'm about to teach that I haven't normally taught when I do list building training. We're gonna get into it today. Number one, I want you to categorize your list. All right? We're gonna split the list up. You might want to write this down. Who lives within a 2 to 3 hour drive from you? And who lives long distance? That's the first category you can break people up into. And those people that live within a 2 hour, 3 hour drive, are they gonna get that one-on-one attention? Because it's nothing for you to drive and meet people and help build with them and everything else. We're talking about our business, right? So first way to categorize your list: who's close, who's further away. 2 or 3 hours is close. Everything else is further away. All right. Now watch this. By show of hands, or if you're unmuted, you can speak this out. Does anybody know people that live 3 hours or more away from them?
Yes, sir.
I do.
Yes, I
Yes.
do.
Yes, I do.
Now,
Yeah.
watch this. In all honesty, either put your hands up or don't say anything. This may sound confused. I'm confusing myself, but watch this. For those people that say yes, I know people that live more than 3 hours away from me. Are every single one of them on your list right now?
Some of them are.
No,
Some of them are.
no, I didn't say some of them. I said, is every single one of them on your list?
No.
The answer is no.
No.
I know it's not. I know for a fact it's not. And that's because y'all either A, you haven't been doing this activity, or B, you've had some sort of fear that is going to block your blessings. So categorize, right? Who's 2 to 3 hours away? Further away. All right. Next thing. And by the way, I did a training before when I told you when you're talking to people in your list, you want to be very diverse, right? You want to diversify your list. You know, you want to have an ethnically diverse list. You want to have a geographically, diversified type list. So you don't want just people in your neighborhood, in your city. Trust me. When I was building my travel business, I had my second largest. My largest market was Atlanta. My second largest market was actually Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I would travel down there often. I had a huge team in Baton Rouge. And Baton Rouge, Louisiana, got hit with the big storm and flooded out. And I had a lot of people that they lost their homes. And listen, when you're going through national disasters like this, the last thing you're thinking about is trying to do some home maintenance because you don't have no home, right? The last thing, like, if that was my only market, my business would have been shot. And for those people that were in Baton Rouge and only wanted to build around Baton Rouge instead of diversifying like I told them to, their business was shot. So I'm teaching you some different ways to build and make your list. Do not stay in one market. All right. That being said, and by the way, here's the cool thing about having a geographically diversified list. How many people would like people in all 50 states plugging into calls like this, or the leadership calls, or having them and their people plug into the business opportunity? Yeah, that would make sense, right? And it's cool. This is what's also cool. You letting us and all the other coaches and stuff do your work for you. If all you doing is saying, look, I'm just plugging you into the sources. You have a business on steroids running self-sufficiently, and all you did was plug some people in. So again, think about this, right? Now, your goal should be to have more people in every single opportunity meeting, training, and everything else than anyone else. If we just, if you just took this call, it is my personal objective to say that I want more personals, for people I personally signed up, my PIMs, right, on this call than anybody else. That should be your goal as well. It should be. Well, whether you choose to make that your goal, that's nothing else. All right. Next way, I'm going to teach you to categorize your list. This one is a good one, so you might want to write this down. I call this my 4-checker rule.
4-checker rule.
The 4-checker rule. You want to write these 4 things down. And you're going to give the person a check mark based on if they fit one or more of the 4 categories. Category number 1, do they have influence? Do they have influence? Category number 2, are they a self-starter? Are they a self-starter?
Can you
Category.
repeat that?
Are they a self-starter? So do they have influence, and are they a self-starter? Number 3, are they coachable, teachable, and trainable? Are they coachable, teachable, and trainable? And number 4, are they financially able to get started today? Which with our business is not a lot. Are they financially able to get started today? Now, I got a list of 250 people. I'm gonna categorize them. I want to know who's close, who's far, and then put a check mark. So if I go and if Lori Dooley is on my list and I am in Atlanta, Lori in California, we automatically know she's going in a more than 2 to 3 hour drive away list, right? Then I'm going to go and I'm going to look and go through Lori's name and I'm going to ask those 4 questions. I want to know, does she have influence? If so, she gets a check. Is she a self-starter? If so, she gets a check. Is she coachable, teachable, and trainable? If so, she gets a check. And is she financially able to get started today? And if so, she gets a check. Now, if you've categorized, or we call it sorting your list in this particular manner, and I get ready to go through my list, the first people that I want to personally call is somebody who checked the most boxes. Everybody who checked 4 boxes is getting calls first. You got 3 boxes, you're getting called second. 2 boxes. Does that make sense to y'all? Having the ability to sort our list is a tool all in itself, ladies and gentlemen. But I always call this my 4-checker rule. I'm going to share this with y'all today because y'all were nice enough to get on live. All right. So do they have influence? Are they a self-starter? Are they coachable, teachable, and trainable? And are they financially able to get started today? Now, my suggestion is once you've created this list, 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 individuals, take your list to your upline leader and get busy with it. Just start making these calls, sort through your list, start calling immediately. And I'm going to tell you the power in a big list and the reason why you want to have a big list. Why do I want 250 names instead of just 25 to 50 names? A big list gives you posture, ladies and gentlemen. A big list gives you posture. Here's the reality. When you got a list of 300 to 500 people, you don't really care who gets started or who doesn't. You're not emotionally attached to the no's. I told y'all this in a prior training. Stop being emotionally attached to the outcome. If you got 20 people on your list, yeah, I got a list. Great, cool. And there's only 20 people on that, and you get through your first 6, 7, 8 people, and you, for whatever reason, you've been told no. By the way, if I'm your coach, I'm just going to let you know that if I'm your coach and you get 4 to 5 no's in a row, pause, call me immediately. I need to know what you're saying so we can tweak what you're saying. Now, if I'm not your coach, that's fine. Call your coach. If they don't want to deal with you, well, that's the coach you chose. But here's the thing. If you got 20 people on the list and you start getting 5, 6, 7 no's in a row, your posture begins to, you don't even want to call the rest of these people. But if I got 500 people on the list and I got 5 no's, I'm not even thinking about those 5 people. I'm telling you, your posture is just totally different. So make a big list, all right? But big list equals big posture. Next thing you want to do, process this list, meaning start your calls, go through your calls in the shortest amount of time possible. Go through your list in the shortest amount of time possible. 500 names does not equal 500 days, okay? For those that know, I come from the science world. I got a degree in biology. I work, and do work at Morehouse School of Medicine right now. And dealing with science all my life, biology, we had to deal with chemistry, organic chem, physics, and everything else. And I love science because science and math are exact to me, right? Sort of. And not in this business. I'm gonna let you know that a little bit later, right? But here's a formula that I learned early on. Some of you may know this. The formula for momentum is P equals MV. Write this down, please. P equals MV. Now, in science, we'll normally shorten things, and for this formula, the P actually stands for momentum. Okay, so your P stands for momentum. Your M stands for mass, and your V stands for velocity. Now, this is science, by the way. This is not me making stuff up. All right, so P equals MV means your momentum equals your mass times your velocity. That's the formula for momentum in real life. And I want you to understand that the bigger your list of names, which is kind of your mass, and the faster you go through these list of names, which is your velocity, equals the type of momentum that you'll have. If you got big mass and big speed, you're gonna have a lot of momentum. If you got a small list and you take forever, it'll take you forever to build that momentum. So the same formula that applies in life with the formula for momentum is the same formula that applies for the momentum in your business, ladies and gentlemen. P equals MV. Your momentum is going to equal your mass times your velocity. The bigger the list of names and the faster you go, it's the bigger momentum that you're going to have in the business. And I want you to understand this. Your group will duplicate 20% of what you do right and 80% of what you do wrong. So if you're doing the right activity, and you got coaches that are actually teaching you these types of formulas and giving you the ins and outs and the background and the science behind things and the years of experience, as opposed to somebody just telling you some, hokey pokey. We all gonna buy 10. Listen, I'm going to teach you long term. I'm going to teach you the way to really build momentum in your business, ladies and gentlemen. And if you have your group duplicating what you're doing and understand that they're going to do 20% of what you do right, 80% of what you do wrong, you want to always put out the right things in it. Or else you're going to get more wrong stuff coming through your organization. And then you're going to start coming to, I don't understand what's wrong with my team. They don't show up to do this. They don't do that. And I used to do that. I used to complain to my coaches and everything else. And he gave me the harshest thing that I thought he could say to me, but I stand by it as the realest thing he could say to me. Anytime I made a complaint about my team, they don't get on calls, they don't show up to events, they don't do this. You know what he would say to me? That's the team you built. That's the team you built. All right. So, where are we? On my notes. I want you to understand, having a big list, going through that list as fast as you can. This is gonna be what explodes your business, ladies and gentlemen. In this business, and I told you I'm gonna teach you a formula that kind of didn't make sense a little bit later. In life, we'll say 1 + 1 or 1 and 1 equals 2. But in this business, 1 and 1 can equal 11. Some of y'all will get that a little bit later. All right. So I can introduce you to a bunch of people, who find it difficult to make calls. But watch this. If Bill Gates called you and said, hey, listen, for each person that you call and offer an opportunity to come work with him, with Bill Gates, right? You just offer them the opportunity and be mentored by him. He's gonna put $100 per person in your pocket. And by the way, it doesn't matter whether they decide to work with him or not. It's just for everybody that you offer this opportunity. How many people would still be afraid to call people if the outcome didn't matter? Okay, we're back to not talking to the coach. All right, well, I want you to understand this. Not too late. But here's the thing. Most people will not be afraid. If you had a multi-billionaire say they're going to pay you $100 per person for everybody you offer the opportunity to work with them and get mentored by them, and it didn't matter if they decided to take the opportunity, we all would jump on a list of a bunch of people. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be calling in our sleep.
But why are we afraid to do the math? And here's the reason. I'm shortcut it. Because we still don't feel like it's a guarantee. And that's how the mind has been trained to work. So I'm going to need you to start reprogramming your mind. This is why personal development is so important, ladies and gentlemen, because we have to reprogram our mind from what we've been taught. Because a lot of the stuff we've been taught, we've been programmed to fail. We've been programmed to, well, I'm not even gonna go down that aisle right now. I'll hurt some people's feelings, but it's called a job mentality. All right. And you got to be willing to change if you want success in this business. That's just the bottom line. All right. Let me give you some tips about what to do when calling people. Y'all ready? Good. I'm so glad y'all are with me on this one.
We're ready.
All right.
We're ready, coach. We're ready.
Yes.
Ready, we ready.
I just want you to know for the
Ready.
recording, that's like strike 3 for the recording. I'm just gonna let y'all know. All right. Here's the thing.
Ready.
Number 1, do not have any distractions around you. When you go to make your calls, do not have any distractions around. Keep your kids away. I used to do a lot of 3-way phone calls. And I used to always tell my son, growing up, when he was young, hey, listen, from 5 to 8 o'clock or whatever the case was, this is Dad's time to go ahead and work. I got to get on these 3-way phone calls. When you see me on that phone, walk away. Go watch TV or whatever. There was a certain level of understanding that I had to have in my household to understand I'm doing this for your future. We're gonna have to sacrifice some things so that you can have access to me later and everything else. But no distractions. Make sure the kids and all of that stay away when you're making these calls. Next thing, get your excitement level up. Get your excitement level up. People can always hear the excitement in your voice. And if you're calling and you're sounding tired and you don't even really believe in what you're saying to them, they're not going to believe it either. So get your excitement level up. All right. Next thing, smile, smile, smile. It is amazing how you can hear a person smile across the phone. Smile when you talk to them. Smile. I promise you that one little thing will change things. All right. Next thing, get your confidence level up. Get your confidence level up, and stand up. Stand up when you're talking, man. If I had cameras in my house when I would do some of my calls, people would think I was crazy. But I would be on the phone, just walking through the house, smile, and it was something about the bounce. I would have this bounce. I'm smiling, my energy is up, and I'm talking to them, and they can feel it, and I can feel they can feel it, and it caused it was like a ripple effect. Get your confidence level up, no distractions, keep the kids away, get your excitement leveled up, stand up, smile. And the last tip that I'm going to give you, have some pictures of whatever inspires you around. Have some pictures up of whatever inspires you. Okay? If you call with your normal self, they won't get in. If you call with your normal, but when they realize something is different about Seymour or something is different about Rasai, like, I don't know what it is, but I kind of like this. This is kind of cool. It's going to attract them. And we're in attraction marketing. All right. 3 steps. Here's 3 steps for you really quick when you're making your calls. I gave you some tips. Here's 3 steps. Step number 1, always be in a hurry. If you're not in a hurry or you don't put that out there, the people are gonna start asking you, well, tell me more about it, man. This is not the time. We're piquing interest and trying to set the appointment to see, to get you to the next step. I'm collecting decisions on these calls. This is not and the decision is whether you want to know more, by the way. This is not the, are you ready to sign up? Because I'm not pitching them. When I'm going through my list, this is not the, I'm taking the time and this is the, how many 3-way phone calls can I set up for tomorrow? All right. I want y'all to understand the difference. So you always want to be in a hurry because you don't want them to ask you a bunch of questions because this is not the time to answer those questions. Okay. You're asking one question and we're going to talk about that next. So be in a hurry. Step number 2, show value. And step number 3, do not be afraid to take it away from them.
What?
Do not be afraid to take it away from them. I told y'all on one of my first trainings, this is not a business where you get people in. This is a business where you let people in. You have the value. I've taught the Nakia all the time. When you're talking to people, you got the golden brick. You're offering it to them. And I am not afraid to snatch that brick away from anybody.
Salty.
Anybody. I will take it away from you in a heartbeat and keep it moving. And my posture is strong enough to do that because I got 497 more people that I need to call. And I'm just looking for those that are interested, those that are ready right now. That's it. We got one objective when making these calls, ladies and gentlemen, and that's to collect a decision. Please write that down. We only got one objective when we're making these calls, and that is to collect a decision. All right. Next thing I want you to do is find your script. Find where you can be comfortable. Yes, and by the way, your script may not be my script. Your script may not be, Coach Will's script or Coach Seymour's script or Marcus' script. Find your script that works, right? Quick questions, that I think about when I'm making these types of calls. I may say something because again, I want to be in a hurry and I'm just trying to collect the decision. Hold on one sec. Got to mute Stephanie out because it sounds like there's some background noise really quick coming through. All right, here's a quick question. I'll say something like, if I found a way to make a fortune on the internet, would you want to know about it?
Absolutely. Right now, call me.
Right?
Yes.
Yep.
And I'm not calling you, Tommy, because I'm already on the phone with you. I'm not telling y'all to send these messages through Messenger. I'm so glad you said that.
See what I did there?
Yeah, pick up the phone. This is your list that you're calling, okay? And if I'm calling and I'm being in a hurry, hey, look, Rasai, I'm so glad you picked the phone, man, because I'm about to walk into a meeting. But real quick, man, if I found a way to make a fortune on the internet, would you want to know about it?
Absolutely.
I'm just trying to collect the decision, yes or no, right? This is not the time to sell him on it. I'm not trying to answer a bunch of questions. I need a yes or a no. Tell me quick, I gotta go. All right. What's another one? Oh, by the way, when you're running through this list and you're serious about this activity in particular, I want you to get in your mind, listen, man, I got 60 to 90 seconds to be on the phone to collect this decision. And you start talking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes, They not coming to nothing.
But how do you get them off the phone?
Yeah,
Excuse me?
really.
How do you get them off the phone? Some people just get persistence. Like,
It's
what you
the-
mean? What you talking
It's the red dot that says end.
about? You
Wasn't
can't hang
ready
up
for
in
that,
their face.
But
I
here's the
told him
thing.
I have an appointment.
Step number one.
Yeah.
I'm in a hurry. Like I just said with Rasan. Rasan, I'm so glad you answered the phone, man, but I'm about to walk into a meeting real quick. I just wanted to ask, man, if I found a way to make a fortune on the internet, would you want to know about it? Yeah, I want to know about it. What is it? Listen,
Well,
like I
yeah.
said, I got to get ready to go in this meeting right now, but let me know when you can give me about 20 minutes time. I'll be in front of a computer, man. I need you to see this thing. I know it's going to blow you away. And I'm going to write down this time that he's going to be available. And that's all I'm doing. I'm collecting decisions and I'm setting appointments. That's it. This is not the time for chit chat. How your mama doing? Man, I ain't seen you. No, that's not that time.
Mhm.
Not when I got a list of 500 people. Listen, I'm trying to get that Benz. I need 300 to 500 names. Like, and again, I know momentum equals, right? Like we just told you this, the mass times velocity. So you start saying on the phone 5-10 minutes, they're not attending. We want to be quick with these calls. All right. By the way, I want you I want to go back to just the quick thing that I said, as we were signing into Tommy. If I found a way to make a fortune on the internet, would you want to know about it? I want you to take those words. And you might want to write that down. But I want you to write this down. Do not say, would you be interested?
Mm.
Do not say, would you be interested? That's a no-no. Asking somebody if they're interested implies that they have to make a decision to join. I just want to know what you want to know about it. There's a difference. It may not sound too different to you, but I'm telling you again, because we're talking psychology tonight and how the brain works, psychologically, asking somebody would they be interested implies they have to make a decision to join. Asking them what they want to know about it is something totally different. All right. And again, find your script. You don't got to use mine. I've given you a bunch over time, different things like that. Here's another one real quick that you, if you want to write this down, you can write this down. Who do you know that can use an extra $3,000 to $4,000 in 2 months and not quit what they're currently doing? If somebody called me up and asked me that, we're friends with them. Who? I know me. Like,
I'd be like, what I gotta do?
Can you run that back one time, Coach?
who do you
Yeah.
know?
The first one.
Who do you know that can use an extra $3,000 to $4,000 in the next 2 months and not quit what they are currently doing?
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Who do you know that can use an extra $3,000 to $4,000 in 2 months and not quit what they are currently doing? Now, Sonic, I made $3,000 to $4,000 and I've been in this thing for a year. How can I say that to people? All right. Well, first of all, it's not about you. We've had plenty of people that have come in this business and do it. I personally signed up people that have gone diamond in 30 days. Right? So let me just explain to you. If we look on the Go Desana side, we know that 25% fast bonus is the standard and for the life of the customer. You got a person that comes in and puts in 100 people in 2 months. 100 times 25 is $2,500. Right? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Probably a high possibility they may hit both leaderboards and collect money from both those. Then you got the matrix money and all this other stuff. Teach somebody to go diamond in 2 months, and it's possible because when Charlotte made up her mind, she did it in less than a week. When Seymour made up his mind, he did it in less than a week and everything else. So I don't want y'all to think it's not possible because we've done it. Okay. Stop prejudging people. Stop putting your limiting, beliefs and everything else on other people. Don't tell me how fast I can or can't do something. This is me. It ain't you. That's how I feel, right? So, but that's what we do a lot of times. Again, psychologically, we'll place our own self-limiting beliefs on the ability of others, and we'll hinder them. How do you make $3,000 to $4,000? Put 100 people in, get 100 customers. Teach people to make a list of 500 people and go through that list as quickly as possible and duplicate what you've been just taught to do. I don't know. Let me do some numbers because I haven't even done this before. I told you people are going to do 80% of what you do wrong, 20% of what you do right. If we made a list of 500 people, 20% of 500 is 50. It's 100. That's 100 people.
100. 100.
Wow, man, no, math kind of worked out, and I didn't even claim that.
Times 25.
I want y'all to get in the habit of, and I, when I put a little blurb out, I told y'all two things. I said we're gonna go old school tonight, and this is an old school tactic, making a list. Some of y'all, we get so caught up in I'm gonna build on social media. I'm gonna put, and we forget the basics, the stuff that has made so many of us hundreds and thousands and millions of dollars, and we try to skip it to get with some new fancy stuff. I'm telling you, this works. Number one. But we got to be willing to do the work for it to work. I also told you I'm going to teach you what made me just miss out on some money. And that's because I did not put, I'm not going to say her name, but this young lady's name on my list for a business partner. And it just cost me money. But I will be making an appointment with her over the next 48 hours and getting her on the Zoom. And I already told her, I said, listen, you can stay over there and do what you want, but you need to at least be exposed to what we're doing over here. And you can, make whatever decisions you want to. I'm already $1,200 in. How duplicatable is that going to be? How many people with $1,200 is ready? Okay, my bad. We don't need to go in that conversation. But listen, I'm telling you what I know. I told y'all before, when I teach and train, I train from experience. I don't train from, the possibility of what ifs and everything else. These tactics that I'm teaching you guys, these training notes, it's because I know that it works. And if it worked for me, it's nothing special about me. It'll work for you as well. So that being said, I am at my time limit. So for the recording, I want to thank everybody who has taken their time out to watch this. I really do hope that you got something that can help you with your business and take you to the next level. I'm going to make the bold call that if you follow what we put out, I know the results that you'll get. I do. And I just hope and pray that if you're serious about your business, that you go ahead and put those things into effect. So that being said, thank you for watching this recording. If you're watching this recording, we appreciate you guys. My name is Coach Sonic Jones, and I am Rosalind's baby boy. And as usual, I'm going to see y'all at the top, because the bottom has been way too crowded for way too long. God bless y'all that are watching. Thank you.